Hello again. Yes. Hi. Yes, it is. Hi, I'm Alison Arngrim, and this is the Alison Arngrim Show. Okay, some of you may recognize me as evil Nellie Olson, but tonight, thankfully, I am Alison Arngrim, and this is the Alison Arngrim Show. And here on the Alison Arngrim Show, we talk about things that make you feel good, the movies and the TV shows that made us feel good, and the people who made them, and people who are doing things now to make the world a better and more interesting place. I have a doozy tonight. I shockingly have not met her. We've been traveling in all the same circles, have not met her until now. I am so excited. You all know her. Yes, you know her from Baywatch. You know her from Charles in Charge. You know her from like 8 bazillion television shows and movies. This woman never stops working, but she has really blown the doors off the internet recently because she was diagnosed with breast cancer and decided to just deal with the whole hair difficulty issue by shaving her head on Instagram. Yes, yes, you know who I'm talking about. She did this. She did this. She is so brave. She's like amazing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Nicole Eggert.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello, and hi. Yes, it was like I heard. I went, wait, she did, and you did, and then I watched the video on Instagram, and it's like music and everything, and someone helping, just like, and now I will shave my head. Ah, so when did you get diagnosed? What happened?
Well, I got diagnosed last year, the end of last year. And I felt it. I felt it myself. I had my exam scheduled coming up, but I, like a lot of other women, have dense breast tissue. So for me, the mammograms missed it. And
Oh, that's
yep, it
the
had
thing.
been missed. It had been missed for a couple years, and then I started feeling something like it was pulsating.
Hmm.
It's like the
Ah,
best way I can really kind of describe it. It was like a little throb, a little pulsating. And then I did a self-exam and I felt it and was like, you know, get me in. And it took a while because it's all such a waiting. That's really the hardest part, is all the waiting, honestly. Just the unknown is rough. And then we started treatment, figured it out, got every scan under the moon done, and then started treatment, and here we are. And so yes, the hair started falling out. I first
there,
went and got I went to my hairdresser and I was like, get rid of the hair because I feel like that's going to be so traumatic, because I had, like, shoulder length hair. And I was like, if
right. I
that
mean, you're
starts.
famous at the hair, and you have when you sent me pictures, I said, any pictures for the thing? You went, well, here's all my looks. I don't know what you want to do because here's hair, here's other hair, here's no hair. And I would think, yes, to have it go gradually would be more like more emotionally draining than just saying to hell with it.
Well, I that's what I said. Because it was long, and I was like, this is gonna come out, and like, what is that gonna be like? So I went to my hairdresser and I was like, shave it off. She was like, no, she's like, I just can't. Let's just like do a cute look. And she did something similar to what you have.
Yeah, just
And
kind
so
of
I
short, and
sort of,
yeah.
yeah. And I was like, okay. I was like, and she's like, if you hate that, we'll just cut it off. And I ended up loving it. So, stranger things have happened, but I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to be happy when it grows back. I'll be happy with the short hair, and so I have something to look forward to. And then but then it was coming out, and I just look like an old man or something. Like, once you can start seeing the scalp through the hair, it's like time to go.
And
So,
there's no getting around it because you can't just say, "Oh, it's a short haircut." It's like, no, it's like you look like you got mange. It's like,
yeah,
what are you gonna do? They're just, yeah.
exactly.
It's 100 ways. People buy wigs. They try this. They try that. It's like, no. What do you do? Is it chemo? Is it radiation? What do
I'm
you
doing
do?
chemotherapy. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that, yeah, that's the brutal on the hair. People lose their hair. And so, but that's very bold. Yes, that's something nowadays it's like, all right, I was just gonna do this. Now, the fact that you chose to shave your head and said, okay, I'm not going to wait for it to slowly fall out and do this. I'm going to
No.
shave it, but I'm going to go on Instagram and shave
Yeah.
it in front of everybody.
Well,
That's
I recorded it. So I recorded it because I wanted to watch it and to see it and to have it. And I've sort of been documenting my journey anyways. And then I was like, the heck with it. Let's post it, because I kept seeing people out that are in treatment, and everybody, it's like it's 80 degrees outside and they've got the big wool hat on, and everybody's walking and everybody's hiding it. I'm starting to sort of understand more why people hide it a little bit, because the stairs get a little bit old. Like, the double takes and the stairs when you're out, it does get a little bit like, okay, enough. Like you're a grown adult, put your eyes back in your head. But I think because I have a thick skin and I'm used to maybe people looking twice at me anyways from acting, and maybe they recognize me, maybe they don't, that I'm more used to it. But I can imagine that if you're not used to people gawking at you, it could be really sort of annoying. So everything is like this learning process, but I still go out bald because it's the most comfortable and it's just the natural, and I don't hate it. I just don't hate being bald.
Summer is coming, and I know this sounds weird, but you have a good shaped head. I know it
I got
sounds
such
weird,
a head. Yeah.
but you know what it is. Some people's heads, everybody's head shaped differently. Some people have really nicely shaped heads, and like that Persis Kambata Star Trek thing from 100 years ago.
Yes.
Some people can pull it off. Some people's like, well, I had to shave my head, and other people's like, oh, you shaved your head. Hey, that's really. It's like
Nice.
you have a well-shaped head, so I don't know. It's like a look. It's a thing. You're going to get
It's a
away with
thing.
it. I can't believe it.
It's a thing, and I think I'll have to cover it a bit in the summer because I don't want to then burn it or think about getting skin cancer or anything like that
Yeah,
to boot.
sunburn is very bad on the head. No, don't
Yes.
no.
So and the skin, our skin during treatment is super sensitive to the sun. So all these things
More so,
I'm
right.
learning, right? So so I've been like collecting some like nice scarves and stuff to put on to cover it to shield myself. But for now I'm enjoying it.
I'm just impressed because, and then you've talked about this, you're talking about trying to normalize and make things more visible for people who are going through cancer, going through breast cancer, having to deal with this. Because so for years, people really hid it. People didn't want to talk about it. And oh my God, yeah, you'd wear a hat, you wear a wig, you wouldn't go out. There was a time when it was complete code of silence, so nobody said anything. I mean, at
Yeah.
least now people will say, yes, I am battling cancer. And but what you're doing is really good and out there. So is this like a whole thing now, educating people?
Well, I want people to feel comfortable too. And I don't want people when they run into me, like say I kept it quiet and then say like I run into you and you're like, something, something's off. I want people to know and to be able to say like, if they want to say anything, to feel comfortable. If they don't have to. I just feel like so many people are affected by this disease, and you really realize it when you're diagnosed with it. I don't think I know anybody that's not affected by it. So it's like we've got to talk about it. And there's no way to fix it. There's no way to change it. There's no way to make people feel better about it unless we're talking about it, right?
It's absolutely, absolutely. And for women, it's difficult because we are judged on our looks. Many of us spend our lives thinking about our looks, and our looks are become part of who we are for many women. And so to have a radical change, something that affects your looks, obviously breast cancer, you're talking about your breasts, and then you shaving your head. And these are like the two most visible and major things for women's identity. And hello, I mean, you're gorgeous, gorgeous woman, and known for such things as Baywatch and being the gorgeous, sexy babe in so much of your stuff. How jarring, how weird for you, how weird for your fans is all of this?
I think it's probably more weird for other people. Surprisingly, it's just not that weird for me. And I always kind of wondered what it would be like to shave your head. I always kind of wanted to do that in a weird way. But I always thought it would be for like a part or something. I never knew I'd be here. But as life deals you. So I just I, I'm really not that attached to hair anyways. Let's put it that way. I've had every kind of hair under the sun. I know a lot of women have a lot of men too, struggle with letting go of the hair. The hair is like a big deal. And I get that, but it comes back, you know? And this is sort of a badge of honor in a way. And I want people to be proud of like what they're going through in their fight. It's sort of like, I don't know, it's sort of a badge of honor in a way. I don't know how else to say it.
And then also, you're a mom. How old are your kids?
My oldest is 25 and my youngest is 12.
And how are they responding to all of this?
Um, they're great. I mean, they are they're like my rocks. They're my best friends. I don't know what I would do without them. We're all very, very positive. We're all very, just really putting the best energy out there. And my oldest lives in New York, so my little one's with me every day. And she's so solid. She's such a good human. I really lucked out with her. And like she's the one that was helping me shave it, and she's not embarrassed at all, doesn't even flinch, doesn't even care. And I asked her, it was like, are you embarrassed? And she's like, of what? Like, So I'm blessed. I'm truly, truly blessed to have like two really solid kids that are just
And
strong in there.
again, this is so great because back in the old days when nobody talked about these things, the last thing people did, and this is still really recent, that anybody is talking to their kids about this. Even people who are like, okay, I'm open about a diagnosis, but they're not discussing it with their children.
Yeah.
They're terrified to do that.
Well, it's a very hard conversation to have. It's harder than finding out you have it. This is the hardest conversation. So shying away from it or avoiding it, I kind of can get it. I kind of understand why, because it is truly the most difficult conversation I've ever had to have. And so it takes it takes everything you got to have that conversing. So I
Well,
kind of get it.
it's clearly a nervy, seriously ballsy person. Is what we're getting here from that. Um, you also started as an actress so young. I mean, I knew you'd started young, but as I'm reading your bio, I'm going, whoa, she really started young. You started younger than I started. You started in beauty pageant stuff as
Yeah.
like a little Miss Universe, like a you were like a little teeny tiny person. You started in beauty pageants. How weird was that?
Very weird. Very weird. Beauty pageants weren't quite the thing that they are now, but they were still weird. And I was like the kid who was very tomboy. And my parents had moved here from Europe, and my dad built this house out in Huntington Beach, and then my mom became this housewife and was like, "Oh, there's these local beauty pageants," and she was like, "You're gonna go do these, and we're gonna do this," and I was like, okay. And then what attracted me is that at every venue there was always like a swimming pool. They were always at these like hotels with like swimming
Right.
pools, and I was like, if I go and I do this, I get to go play in that pool. And that's sort of like how my mom got me there. It was like,
Oh, can I swim? Okay,
yeah,
that's right. And that was the whole thing. I mean, yeah, I mean, I absolutely as a child, I like jeans and the t-shirts and the sneakers, and then you wind up playing someone who's all ruffles, and it's like, wait, what just happened? Now, okay, it's so weird because I was just talking about this last night with my husband about the flipper, that when you're really little but you're cute and you're an actor, and you lose your teeth. We all lose our front teeth. Every human loses their teeth and they grow in. This is what happens to children. And nowadays it's a little more normalized. You'll see little children in commercials like with the little gap, and it's cute. But there was a phase, and certainly when I was a kid, where,
yeah,
oh no, if you were especially beauty pageant kids, you had to have a replacement thing. I was just doing, I mean, I want to say commercials, but it's really more like commercial. I mean, there wasn't some huge juggernaut of a career happening yet, but by God, they took me out and got me the thing to cover where I'd lost my front teeth.
oh yeah, I had
And
tons of
did you
them.
do that thing?
Oh, I had tons of them. So every time a tooth fell out. I mean, I even think that I had one time that went in front of a loose tooth because they knew it was coming out. So they made it for when the
Preemptive cosmetic flipper, preemptive cosmetic coverage in case.
yes, because it was coming. We just didn't know when. And God forbid. Yeah, I know, because kids now, you see kids with braces and crooked teeth and missing teeth, and you're like, finally, on TV you finally see people that look like people.
And
So
it's considered adorable, and oh, how cute they embrace, how cute they. But oh yeah, when I was kids, so yeah, I had the fake thing,
you'd
which
be
is
perfect.
I was the kid who then would come into the audition and go, look, there's not real.
Yeah, flip it. Yeah.
Take it out immediately. I was like, ah. And then I had the braces, and when I had the braces, but I was on Little House, we would cover them up. We'd start shooting. I'd go to the orthodontist. They would remove my braces from here to her,
Oh,
and leave them on the lower, and leave them all the way back on the sides. But the very front, like 560, they would take everything off.
oh
And
my
then
gosh.
they put everything back when we went on hiatus. And then in between, a lot of what was it? People that braces know things like power chain and night gear. They would just crank it up.
Yeah.
Um, and then you'd have like the orthodontist wax to cover, which worked in the 70s. Now, of course, everyone watches shows on high def, and everyone is commenting on my and Melissa Gilbert's braces because they can completely see them now. Um, but it was such a big deal. I mean, we were 1800s to cover your to have perfect teeth, to then not let anyone see how you were planning on getting those perfect teeth, to not to be perfect and not let anyone see how you made yourself perfect. It was bonkers.
All the movie magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start So you were a child actor super super young, and then you kept going, and as we know that is rare. It's like there's the people who work like from itty bitty age to like around 10, and like yeah, that's the whole show. Or they stop as teen, because teenager is hard because you look older, and they'll just get somebody 18 to go do that. And I got lucky and had a steady job from 12 to 19, so I was like covered. um but you muddled on through. You went from being little beauty pageant teeny tiny girl, and then you were in feature films, and you did movies and television shows as a very small child, all the way through your teens, and then straight on at 18. How the heck did you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like weirdly, I feel like Baywatch kind of put an end to that. That was sort of like it was like, okay.
Right?
Because yeah, it's you just never know. You never know what's going to be that project that just then sort of pigeonholes you. But I think I just loved doing it, and I always had such a good time, and I got to work on some amazing projects with great casts, and it just was always so fun. So we just, I don't know, just kept doing it. And I don't think that I ever was on anything that was so big that I was that recognizable. So I was able to like go from this show to that show and kind of keep working because there wasn't anything that was like that one project that was so big that was
Or if
that
you were
girl.
huge, you were the friend or the sister, so you could like squeak by and get on the other, have time to like wheel. But I mean, I'm glad to hear that, because a lot of people have massive back-to-back childhood. They didn't like it. They didn't want to be there. They were not thrilled at all to be doing this. You genuinely seem to have enjoyed acting
Yeah, I
and
really
doing
did.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really had a blast. And not to say that my mom wasn't sort of the cat, the person running the ship and pushing the ship, but I really did truly enjoy it, and I think she could see that, and she always said, if this is not fun, we can quit. But it didn't become not fun until much later. As a kid, I had a blast.
Excellent, excellent. Because
Yeah,
because you hear, oh, beauty pageant, that, and you think, yeah. But
yeah,
no, that's such a relief that you had an enjoyable experience. I mean, I was like, I didn't get like famous till 12, 13 years old. I don't know what I'd have done if I'd been famous at 8. Like totally confusing. But then I enjoyed what I was doing, and I saw a lot of people who didn't. And so that's what I was like, you know,
yeah, yeah. I saw a lot of people that didn't like it too. Yeah, same. But did you love it? Was that something you loved doing?
I got lucky when I was really little and wearing a flipper. I did like the short things. I remember I did a thing called Juvenile Jury that was kind of like a kid say the darndest things thing. I liked that. That seemed amusing. And then there were some things that were like sort of boring. And then, of course, and then I got Little House and I was the villain. So I was like, no, it's a whole other show. I'll do that. And then I had a great time because it was really fun because I was doing something fun and there were cool people. Um, but I can see where it could just be a grind for a small child. Now, then yeah, hello, Baywatch. And I went through that phase, and for me it was the early 80s when I was suddenly like 18, 19, 20 and blonde. And we know what that means. And I auditioned for all of the I used to say they wanted me to be either a cheerleader, naked, or dead, or a combination of all three. Um, and it all seemed to be the sort of bimbo, the cheerleader, sexy babe thing. And I didn't get any of it. They were like, yeah, no, no, no. The closest I got was playing a prostitute on Fantasy Island. Woohoo.
Oh, well,
Um, that was pretty good. I did a very good job. But the hooker on Fantasy Island was the closest I got to the sexy pants role. You were on Baywatch, so the ultimate sex bomb thing to do.
yeah, but we didn't know that that's what it was going to be because it was the beginning and it was before the show was so huge. And I was coming in as this teen. I was 19 years old. I didn't know, and it was like, and I was still in high school on the show, and I was this rookie lifeguard. So I got to you'll love this because they hired me, and I went away to Canada. I shot some movies, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do this show. And I was like, she wants to be a lifeguard. She's an athlete. This, and I cut all my hair off. I had the long blonde
Thinking, tough
hair,
girl, swimming. They're swimming. You like swimming? I'll cut my hair. Right. Ah.
and I cut all my hair off. And I showed up on set, and they're like, "Wait, what?" But it was a choice I made for the character, and you know what? It worked, and it was like it worked, and it made me look like the kid compared to these women, and I don't know, I felt better about it. I just felt better about it. But yes, it did turn into the show of, we were the Baywatch bimbos and then the Baywatch babes, and then finally it's like Baywatch icons, and it's like it only took 30 years, right? But yeah, it definitely was a thing.
I mean, yeah, because now, because the show was so popular and there's been movies and parodies and everything else, people go, oh, Baywatch. And there's some kind of love and attachment and even respect for the people who worked on Baywatch. It's like, okay, this was a good thing. We were entertained. It was good. And God, they had to run around on the beach and swim and all the stuff they had to do. But yes, at the time, everyone was just like uber super sexualized and it was just chick in a swimsuit.
Yeah, it was like a music video, right? It was like an hour long music video is what I always thought. But yeah, now there's a different respect for it. And so and people are realizing that these lifeguards are heroes, and the women get paid as much as the men. The women do the same job as the men. So there's a whole other, layer to Baywatch. And these women lifeguards in real life are hot. Like there's just so are the men, that they're just gorgeous looking people. So
everybody's really athletic and in fabulous shape. So
that's right.
They're running
and
around
they're out in the sun, right? They're out in the sun.
They're having a great time.
Yeah.
So now you've talked about that it was weirdly coming off of Baywatch, which was a huge thing and made you very famous, should have been super easy to get work, but you've talked about that it was weirder because of the whole Baywatch stereotype.
Yeah, it was weird because like the same casting directors weren't calling anymore. The echelon of people that I was working with prior, those doors didn't seem to be so open anymore. And I also got to a place in my life where I kind of felt like, okay, this show is not the direction that I thought that this show was going to go, because I had only seen the NBC version, which was very clean and very family, and of course got canceled right away.
Because there you go.
But that's what I had seen and that's all I knew about it. So this is what I thought I was getting into. And so I left the show, I left the number one show in the world when it was at its peak. But I just didn't know what else to do. I just was like, I can't relate to this. I don't know where to put this. I don't know what this is doing to my career. And I kind of just decided then to just take a break. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just not work for a while. I'm going to sleep in. I've been working my whole life. I've been up and on set.
Toddler. You can take a break. Jeez Louise.
Yep. So I took, I decided to take a little break and just to see what it was going to be like when the dust settled.
And then how did that work though?
Well, then I ended up being a mother and then wanting to stay home with my child, and life just started happening. So,
and that's a weird thing that people forget, is that everybody wants to be famous, and especially young people go, I want to be a teen star, I want to be a child star, but then it's like life often gets put on hold. All the other stuff that everybody else is doing, we don't necessarily do till much later. Because we're busy. And so then you hear about these people and they go, oh, well, they're a stay-at-home mom now, and they do this or they do that or they write. Yes, because they didn't do any of that back when you were.
That's exactly right. And people don't understand that. And what also people don't understand is that when you step away and you do try something else, that it's not because you failed necessarily at acting or you can't get work at acting. That's the other thing. It's like, and I see a lot of people do it. They just want to try something different. And I think that people don't have a lot of grace with actors as far as any other career. You tell somebody, I'm going to switch careers. I've had this epiphany. I have a passion for something else. I'm going to switch it up. And everybody's like, good for you. Go for it. You're an actor and you decide you want to do anything else. They're like, oh, has been, can't get work, And
right. And this includes people who left the business to go to med school.
Yeah.
it's like I know people who became doctors and lawyers and have their own companies. Like, oh, it's too bad.
Too bad for you. Too bad it didn't work out for you.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I always find that interesting. Yeah.
Everything that isn't being on TV is somehow less. So it's a very strange mindset. And I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have. I mean, it's hard to avoid, and you sit there and you're like, God, what are they talking about? Like, you make better money doing anything else.
That's the other thing. Pretty much everything pays better, unless you're like one of the top like 8 people who's making money. Pretty much everything pays better. So
Yeah.
yeah, people do not realize that. And I've seen as a whole syndrome too. It's so weird the way, like I said, one is treated, and you did very well for yourself, but I see that like often women in Hollywood are, it's very similar to how child actors are treated. When child actors talk about how they were treated, like, don't think about this, don't know anything about your money, don't do this. It's like, oh, that's like starlets in the 1930s. Wait, what?
Yeah.
And it's weird. Women are treated a lot like child actors are treated, and it's can be very depressing. Basically, it's like it's wearing. You're like, really, you're just gonna talk to me like I'm stupid forever? It's
True. I mean, it's true. I think it's finally starting to change a bit. I'm definitely noticing a shift, but no, you're right. It's the most insulting. It's like you're stupid and how old are you? You know? Yeah, it's amazing. And God forbid we'd want to do anything else.
right. That you want to do anything else. It's okay. That you want to go to school is always like, why do you want to go to school? It's always very strange. And as I said, being talked to like you're dumb. Did you, as a child, now this is the question, did you get your money when you were a kid? Was there a trust fund? Did you at least get your money? Was it all siphoned off? Did you do well as far as the child actor money situation? Because that's
Yes,
a toughie.
yes, we did well. And I always had a passion for real estate. So I started investing in real estate very young. And so up until just recently, that's really how I lived is real estate, to be honest with you. So, but acting allowed me to be able to invest, and then investing, it's been, allowed me to raise my girls because I'm a single mom for both of them. I've done them both by myself. And it's been a gift to be able to allow me to do that. So very happy.
And then that's the thing. I did the thing. I bought the condominium at 18. I did have the trust fund, and I had access to money. And that's a real problem I see with a lot of the child actors. They don't get any access to the money. So people go, gee, did they invest? No, because they never saw it.
Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, that's just horrible. That's horrifying. And as a parent, it's even more horrifying to think about doing that to your child, but that's a whole other that's a whole other, show, because I can't imagine just taking from your child.
And see, that's good. Now, your kids have any kind of show business aspirations of any kind?
No,
And you look
not
relieved. As anyone who worked as a kid, when you say, are your kids in the business? They go, no, children in the business.
no. No, because we're here in LA, so definitely has friends that like are in it and do auditions and everything. And she sure is cute enough. But they could, but luckily no interest, no, not even in school. They're not even doing school plays. One is very artsy, very into photography, very like business mind oriented at the same time. So she does a lot of like e-commerce and marketing and stuff like that. And then my young one is super athletic, does like competitive cheer and yeah, totally different.
Fantastic. And I was saying, I read in one of the bios, there was a whole thing about an ice cream truck. And I went, is this one of these insane things that just gets into somebody's bio on the internet? Or is this a true thing? God, I hope this is true, that you actually owned an ice cream truck. But no, it was like an entire food truck. It was a huge whole thing. You
Yeah,
did have an ice cream truck, though.
I absolutely did. My oldest wanted a summer job, and she was working at a big brand clothing company. I won't name them, and just was like sick of working for the man, if you know what I mean. And I was like, what you need to do? And just the entrepreneurial part of me came out, and I was like, and it was when food trucks were really big. And I always planned, them big birthday parties. And in my mind, I was like, what's missing on the market is a really great looking ice cream truck that could pull up to the parties and be at the party. Because what parent likes dealing with ice cream, first of all, especially in LA? And then and just there wasn't anything out there. There was just the creepy guys at the park that had like prepackaged, things from dry ice boxes. I was like, I don't want them coming over. They're not invited. So then this truck came to fruition, and it was scooped ice cream classic. It didn't drive around. It was definitely specific for events and birthday parties and things like that. And so it was a great job for my daughter and her friends. They got cash, and there was no boss. She was the boss. I was the boss. But, when the truck was out, she was in charge. And it was a lot of fun. Those trucks are fun. They're fun to be on. It's a lot of work, but it was a good time. It really was a
I
good time.
like that because I've been to parties with taco trucks, and you're right. Ice
Yeah.
cream truck. That's what you need.
That's what you need. Now I see them a little bit more, but back then there wasn't anything like it. And people would be so excited to see the truck. They were like, "What is this?" And those smiling faces running up to the truck. It just was fun. So it was like good customer service too. It wasn't like some jobs where, people are miserable. People were always really happy at the ice cream truck. So
Right. So that's a little better. 'Cause, yeah, customer service like totally blows because everyone's like horrible to you.
right.
So now I was asking before we started because I went, oh my God, I can't believe, has she written a book? Have you written a book or do you intend to write a book? Because damn.
I haven't. I do get asked this all the time, but I'm always like, geez, I hope the best chapters haven't happened yet. So I just don't know that I have a full story to tell. And then with my diagnosis, I definitely don't have a full story to tell yet. So it's not something I'm doing right now, but I mean, I should. I'd like to write. Um, but I think it's funny. A lot of times you look at yourself and you're like, but it's so boring. It's so boring. What do people want to know? And I just have to be a little bit in the mood to be a little bit more objective than that and or subjective than that. And I don't know, maybe one day I will.
I don't think anyone would look at any part of your life and go, gee, that was boring.
I do. Like boring, but no, because people always have a million questions. But I mean, maybe I will one day. Maybe I will. I think I gotta battle this fight first, and
Right.
then
You have a lot on your plate right now. I
I
get
do.
that. Yes, there would be that.
Yeah.
And at this point, how long has it been? I mean, how would you say it is going?
Well, I respond. Well, when I say I respond well, that's not good. I shouldn't say that. I do okay on the treatment. Um,
It's going as
so
well as can be expected, as you
it's
say.
yes, I really braced myself for like the
Sure.
worst thing in the world, and it's not been. So I'm very appreciative of that the anti-nausea, all the medication they give me, my body responds to, and I don't.
Great,
So
great, great, great,
I
great.
feel okay. It's definitely manageable. I will be having my fourth treatment, and it will be the final one of this protocol of chemo that I'm doing. It's the strongest one available. And then I will be scanned sometime in late May to see where we're at. And hopefully it's at a place where they can maybe go in and surgically remove it. Because that would be ideal.
So they're starting with chemo and then talking about surgery. After that, we hear a lot about surgery and then chemo, but
right.
this is different.
I was a little bit more advanced than that. It was a little
Uh,
too much to just go in. At first, that's what they thought. At first, they were like, lumpectomy, we're going to go in, take it out. Maybe you'll have some chemo. And then as you go and you do these scans, and then they're like, well, actually not. So yeah, my hope is just that it's contained enough that they can go in and just remove it.
wow. Are you talking to a lot of other women in your position, a lot of other women with cancer?
Yes, it's really kind of amazing. You can't turn a corner without somebody going, I went through that. It's mind blowing. And especially since I walk around like this, people know. So, I get a lot of people that will come up and just start talking to me or want to hug me um, and people reaching out online, through email, through phone calls. Just the outpouring of love and support is wild.
Mm.
This community is super supportive of their fellow warriors. It's unbelievable. And I don't know what I would do without it because you hear so many different and everybody's experience is so different. So, you kind of like cling to somebody that you feel like yours is similar to. At least that's what I did. I was like, if they can get through it without all of this, then I have a shot at it, and I just want to, what did you do? Tell me everything you did. And just, educating yourself and meeting people and asking for the help and asking for the resources. And it just, people really surround you and lift you up. And it's been fantastic.
It seems that the support is what works. I mean, my friend Charlotte Stewart, who's our Miss Beadle of Little House on the Prairie, who is still absolutely amazing and traveling all over the country still at 82, is a breast cancer survivor.
Uh,
And the support group she was in was so amazing that she worked with, that she still raises money for them and still does events for them, because she said that's a thing to support. And she reaches out to women in similar situations as well. And it seems to be that support from other people going through the same thing, it does seem to be the key element in survival.
it is. It really, really is, because you all of a sudden, because you get this news, right? And you're so scared and you feel so alone because it's just you alone. And I can't think of anything more lonely feeling. And then all of a sudden, when you tell people, and then they start lifting you up and surrounding you and just sending you things that you're going to need and advice, just the whole thing, it just was it was mind blowing. I had never had that kind of love around me ever, besides my kids, but I mean by people, just and yes, it's what gets you through. It's what it helps you to relax, to educate yourself, because like I was scared to even look it up online or even dig into what was going on, right? I didn't even want to hear it. I wouldn't even look at the paperwork. I was like, ugh, I want
Wow.
nothing to do with it. Yeah. So it really got me to a place where I could get a handle on things and really sort of like roll up my sleeves and learn and listen, from everybody.
So you hadn't had anyone in your family with cancer or really
No, I
dealt with it?
have. Both of my parents have had cancer. I lost my father to cancer.
No. Oh my
Yes.
God. So then how terrifying, what to hello was it? Yeah.
Yeah, really terrifying. So, really, really horrible. And for me, watching my dad, the treatment was what was so awful. And so and you hear about the treatment being so awful, and it's
Right.
not fun, but so there's that fear. There's a whole other fear. There's the fear that you have it, and then the fear of what you have to do to get rid of it. It's just it's a big package.
And we hear a lot of the horror stories, but what we often forget is many of the worst stories are from how many years ago? From 10 years ago, from 20 years ago. And there's been such leaps and bounds scientifically and medically, thank God, in the last 5 years, not the
Yeah.
last 10 years, that there's so much more. It's better now, as bad as it can be. It's sure better now than it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Is there stuff you're encountering that's very new that people didn't just have the advantage of years ago?
Well, like I said, I think that the meds, all the stuff they give you to help fight against the side effects of the treatment, to me that they're really working. I know that for some people they have bad reactions to that. They have to try different kinds. I just whatever they gave me, I lucked out and it worked for me. So yeah, because like I was expecting like what you see in movies or what you see on TV or what happened years ago when people were just so
Terms of
ill.
endearment. We're gonna
Yeah,
just like, oh yeah.
but and I not everybody has this great experience. There are some people that still have that horrible time from treatment. So but you have an opportunity now to maybe sort of shield yourself from some of the side effects, which and the numbers, the survival rate is just so much higher and so much better, and like it's getting better every day, and that's
Which is
all.
huge. And yeah, I know from friends who've got it that the drugs, even now that they're using when they say chemo, it's a completely different set of drugs. They're not giving you what they gave somebody 20 years ago when they had chemo. It's a whole other world of treatment. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I didn't even realize how many different types of chemo there. Like, it is such a world, and I don't think I'll ever grasp it. And I don't really want to, but yeah, there's a lot to it. And I just have to have the faith. Everybody just keeps saying it worked for me. It's gonna work for you, and you just hold on to that. You're like, okay, let's go.
And I mean, obviously you look great. I know it's a term to say, oh, you look great, but you do. You look obviously very happy and alive and marvelous, but you look terribly healthy to just a casual observer on a Zoom call. But
Well,
you do.
thank you, thank you. I got really healthy really fast.
Yeah, yeah. As your cat climbs practically onto your shoulder.
She has to be seen.
Do we have to introduce the cat
There.
next? The cat has totally gone into like the
Oh,
frame.
yeah. She's off to eat now. Um, yeah, I mean, I just got really healthy really quick, and I've never been healthy, in my life. So I think that that's what it is. That's really kind of what you put in your body. Yeah, because I did all of a sudden. I was like, oh, the irony is you look and feel great, and you're sick.
It's like, I said, you look great. And then it's terrible. And Hollywood, it's all about the visuals. People go, oh, you look great. Oh, I love the new look with the hair. Was that stuff? Have people said, is it for a part? Have people said, oh, is this just a new look? Like they don't know.
Well, so, I did have a friend, believe this or not, it's actually a friend. He said, "Why'd you cut your hair?"
Yeah.
Wow,
Oops.
this thing, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what people say, and I don't know. I can tell some people look at me and they wonder, like, is that on purpose or what is that? But I don't care. I can't care. It's just how I am right now. This is me for the next year, I guess. So it is what it is.
Incredible, incredible. Now, as I said, God, not writing a book. Are you doing a speaking tour? Are you doing videos? Is it just like, should we go to your Instagram? I mean,
Yeah,
how?
definitely my Instagram. I'm doing videos. I'm doing updated videos. I'm gonna shoot one tomorrow too, as before I go into my fourth treatment. And I'm not doing speaking tours. I just didn't know what my future was I didn't know what my life was gonna look like.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was gonna be like getting out of bed. I had like my room set up where things were like in arm's reach, like I have a big inspiration board on the wall that me and my daughter made that's like, keep going, you can do it. And I mean, I really prepared to like be laying there like a zombie sick. So I didn't know anything. So this is every day, and still with each treatment, some people will be like, "Oh, but by your third treatment, it's gonna really hit you." And then my third one came around, and I was like, "No, I'm okay, I'm okay." And then and then they're like, "But that fourth one, and it's like, and
Oh,
my
it's the
fourth
fourth
one is
one. You're
coming
like,
up, and for me, I'm like, no, I think I know what to expect now. I think my body's got this. I think my body is handling it the way it's gonna handle it. Um, so I didn't plan anything. Back to your point is that I didn't plan anything because I didn't know what the hell I was gonna. I
you
didn't know.
were ready to take to the bed. You had the bed, you had the pillows, you had the cat, you had the drink on the counter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the barf bags. I had it all like set up. So I didn't know. So as we go along now, I'm starting to go, oh, I can do this. I can put things on the calendar. I can get out and go. So it's all a new day every day.
Nice, nice. Now, the support? Are you in a regularly scheduled support group? Do you do it by Zoom? Do you do it in person? What do you?
I don't go to a cancer support group because I get sick and tired of talking about it. I I really get sick of it.
Oh, it's only the fourth treatment. Wait till you have it, then you'll be talking.
Well, it's like it's so much of your life, and your brain is, at least my brain is so overwhelmed with it and constantly thinking about it, just never shutting down, that I finally was like, I need to do things that take me away from cancer talk. So after I talk to all my friends who love me and family and that check in, I'm talking about cancer all day. Then, the people that support and, making a video, I'm still talking about cancer all day. So by the end of it, it's sort of like, I think that making the videos is my therapy, and talking to people.
Okay.
And that's how I'm getting my therapy, because the last thing I want to do is go to a group and sit there and talk about cancer again. At the end of the day, I'm like, let's go out, let's get outside, let's go do things, let's get away from this.
So this is like a good time to take up a new hobby. You get a new job. What do you want to do? What do you want to
This
do?
is
Because
true.
you're talking about cancer, but on the other hand, with your position, your fame, and how well spoken you are, and how you look, and how you talk, and acting that you're funny, my God, you talking to people about cancer out there who have no one to talk to, this is going to be really good for people.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm learning that. I'm just learning that as I go along, because I'm new to it. I'm new to cancer, and it's like I didn't know that people would respond so well and feel so good by seeing me just throw myself out there like that. And so anything I can do to give back, that's exactly what I want to do, because so much was given to me, and still, and just like so much love and support. It's hard to even put into words. what I felt and what I received. So it's like anything I can do to give back, that's where I'm gonna go.
And what are you doing when you're not having chemo or talking endlessly about cancer? What do you do in your off time?
I mean, really, I hang out with my kids. We listen to music. We go out, and my little one loves to go thrifting. So we spend hours in like thrift shops and ride bikes and go on long walks and stuff like that. Go to the beach. This is what we do. We get outside. We get outside and we're like with nature and just very mellow.
I don't know. This sounds pretty good. This sounds like I mean, you're living a very positive, very, healthy, mentally healthy existence here. That's what, people, they tell people all the time when they're feeling bad about anything physically or mentally. Have you been outside?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like my doctor had said to me, I don't know how you're going to feel if you're just sick or whatever. Still, make sure all the windows are open. And I was like, that's such a good point. Make sure all the windows. Of course, I have like all my windows. I'm like, everybody, make sure my windows are open. Make sure my music is playing. And it's so true to just get up and go outside, just to be in nature, whether it's on a hike or on a walk or just down the street. I don't care what it is. It just to get out of your own body, your own self, your own head, your own space. It's so life changing. And listen, this is up and down. I have down days too. I had a couple down days the other day.
God.
It's not always so positive, but I have to remember, it's a survival technique too. You've got to work on being positive. You have got to enjoy every moment right now. It's, what do you, if you sit there and you're worried and you're worrying about it and worrying, you're just going to make yourself more sick and you're not enjoying what time you have, right? Because listen, just because of cancer doesn't mean, I mean, I could get like hit by some weird truck tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like you
This
just don't know.
literally, my father used to say, you could be hit by a bus tomorrow.
Yeah,
Literally raised me on, you could be hit by a bus tomorrow.
but it's
And yeah,
true. It's so true. And it just rings so true for me now in this moment. So I'm like, we just gotta just have fun.
well, then I would say, what would you say to women out there who perhaps have not recently had a mammogram, who are not doing self-exam? What would you say?
Well, it's very important. Mammograms are very important. Women with dense breast tissue really need to do self exams. You really need to go to the gynecologist and have your exam, and they will also do they will do a hand touch exam. Those are very important, very, very, very important when you have dense breast tissue. So everybody needs a mammogram. They really don't hurt. Put your big girl pants on, go get it done. You're gonna, if they find something, that's great because you found it and you can work on it. This is the thing, right? So you have to not be afraid of that. And as long as you keep going, they're not going to find it. You're going to be okay. You just have to keep doing the tests. Where I made the mistake is I wasn't doing the self exams. I didn't do it.
And we
And
forget that because we get so used to, oh, I'm having a mammogram. Do I need to do that? And you're right. You're right. That's the thing. And I say the mammograms, which I'm like, I hate but they're faster now. They're faster now. They have the automatic switch that makes it pop open instead of the hand crank thing.
this is
So
true.
it's for now, though there's some relief in that. But yeah, you're right. It's and with the dense breast tissue, the mammogram doesn't see everything.
Doesn't
We
see
don't think
anything.
about this.
And I know that there's technology coming out, and hopefully some of it will be out very soon that's going to be able to help with that. But in the interim, definitely do the self exams. Just get to know your boobs, get to know them, what they feel like, what's right, what's wrong, and just stay on top of it because catching it early detection is everything.
All right. Well, you're just, again, blowing my mind here. So inspiring. You really do. Just the waves of positivity coming off of you, and you do, and it's
Oh,
crazy. It's ironic. You look great. Yeah, no, it sounds great. But you do, and I'm so glad I had you on, and
thank you
I'm
for
just
having
so
me.
glad I was able to talk to you. And this is just wonderful. And I have so many friends who are going to watch this, and a whole lot of people are going to make appointments at their doctor, and they're going to be in the shower doing this tonight
By
because
all
of this.
means, just
And
do it.
thank
Fill
God.
yourself
So
up. Fill yourself up, girls, because it's the
That's
only
it. That's
tried
it.
and
Okay.
true.
You do the line of t-shirts. Nicole says, "Feel yourself up, girls." This is it. This is how we're going to do this, starting the national tour where you will tell people to feel themselves.
Feel yourself up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm doing your show, next week?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
I'll do your show, and this will be bananas, and I'll have felt myself up between now and then.
Good.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Nicole Eggert. This is the Alison Arngrim Show, and I'm Alison Arngrim.
Yay.
I found my way home.